In this video, I want to talk about another way to gather enough information about a line in order to express an equation for it. The one we talked about before, the one that you're most comfortable with probably, is the slope-intercept form. But what we're going to talk about now is something called the point-slope form, where you can find the equation of a line given just the slope of the line and the coordinates of any point that passes through the line, not necessarily the point, the y-intercept, which is where the line crosses the y-axis. So let's take a look at what the point-slope form of a line looks like. So here we see that the point-slope form is written in the form y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And here we have that m is equal to the slope of the line, and x1, y1 are the x and y coordinates of some point that we know is on the line. Let's take an example of how we can solve a problem where we've got this information. For instance, here, we might be asked to find the equation of the line with a slope of 2 that passes through the point 2, 1. So if we were using the point-slope form method, we can just take the information in this problem and attach it to these variables. Pause the video quickly and try to go through that. Make sure that you have attached the points to the correct points. Okay, well, the slope of 2, so this is our m. And since we know the coordinates of our point, this is our x1 and our y1. And so just filling in the point slope form, we have that y minus 1 is equal to 2 times x minus 2. All right, so we substitute in y for y1, we substitute in 2 for m, and we substitute in 2 for x1, and we get this equation of a line. To be honest, if they asked a question like this, find the equation, or they might say find an equation of a line, then this is all the information we would need to show. This is an equation of a line that has these parts. Sometimes they'll demand that it be written in point slope form. So point slope form, or I'm sorry, in slope intercept form. So that's in the form y equals mx plus b. If you need to do that, then it just takes a little bit of algebra. All you need to do is to get the y by itself, and you need to not have any parentheses. So how do we make parentheses go away? A little bit of an algebra pop quiz. Well, that's just the distributive property that you need to use. You need to multiply 2 times both of those. So we have y minus 1 is equal to 2x, 2 times negative 2, give us minus 4. And all we need to do to turn this into slope-intercept form is to get the y isolated by itself. And so in order to isolate the y, all we need to do is add 1 to both sides of the equation. And that leaves us with y is equal to 2x, negative 4 plus 1. So 2x minus 3. So either one of these forms are acceptable if they don't tell you what form to put it in. But notice that if you did manipulations like this and you made a mistake along the way, and you got the wrong answer here when you would have had the right answer if you had stopped here, boy, howdy, you should have stopped here, shouldn't you have? But on the other hand, if they insist in the statement of the problem that you express your answer in slope-intercept form, then you have to do your work and get to this point. All right, so that is the point slope form of a line. It's really handy because sometimes you don't have the y-intercept, and sometimes you just have one point that you know how to deal with, and you can work from there. We'll see problems like that by the time we're through with this week's lessons. But I want to show you in the next video one alternate way of addressing this problem, and we can see how we can see the pluses and minuses of them. And once you know that, you can do it either way, but you should be familiar with this point slope form of a line anyway. That y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1.